The Joker has always been that character with an enigmatic past, and no one really knows who he was before becoming the Clown Prince of Crime. In the 80s, Batman, The Killing Joke was released and became part of the pantheon of comics that revolutionized the genre at that time. The Killing Joke presents a possible origin for the Joker, based on the idea that one bad day can completely change someone and drive them insane. Today's all about another complete story here on the channel, so let's dive deep into this work. The story kicks off with Batman driving to Arkham Asylum to talk to the Joker. He wants to make sure he's done everything he could to try and rehabilitate the Joker because he feels that sooner or later, they're gonna end up killing each other, and that haunts him. While chatting with the clown, he loses his patience, grabs him by the arm, and realizes the Joker's white skin is just makeup, meaning it's someone else impersonating him. In this story, the clown has white skin due to discoloration from the chemical tank. Commissioner Gordon enters the room to separate the two, and the scene ends with Batman asking, "Where is he?" The real Joker has fled to an abandoned amusement park, where he talks to the manager and expresses interest in buying the park, which will become a crucial part of his plan. Flashback to the Joker before he became the Clown Prince of Crime, when he was just a failed comedian, married, about to become a dad, and desperately looking for a way to make some cash. In the present, the Joker strikes a deal with the park manager, but an hour before he arrives, his henchman had already convinced the owner's partner to sign all the paperwork. Plus, when the Joker shakes the manager's hand to close the deal, he had a needle hidden in his palm with a poison that paralyzed him, leaving a smile on his face. Meanwhile, Batman returns to the cave, looking for the Joker and searching all the records about him, but the problem is, there's no information about who the clown is or what his real name is. Commissioner Gordon is also unhappy about the Joker's escape and the newspaper headlines surrounding it. At home, Barbara tries to calm him down with some hot chocolate. Suddenly, someone knocks on the door, and Barbara answers. She sees it's the Joker pointing a gun at her, but before she can react, he shoots, and Barbara falls to the floor. The clown's henchmen burst into the house and start beating up the commissioner, while the Joker removes Barbara's clothes and takes multiple photos. Back in the past, the comedian is at a bar with two guys who want to break into a card factory next to the chemical plant, and they need his help because he used to work there as a lab assistant, so he knows the place. The plan is for the ex-employee to guide them through the factory to avoid security, which isn't very tight anyway, and to pocket some serious cash from the heist. By the way, part of the disguise includes him wearing a red hood, which makes him hesitant, but since he's going to be a dad in 3 months, he accepts the offer. Back in the present, Batman visits Barbara Gordon, who's in the hospital, learns what happened, and that she won't be able to walk again. When she wakes up, she says the Joker has kidnapped her dad. Commissioner Gordon wakes up naked at a circus, being dragged toward the Joker by 3 little people. Along with other creepy henchmen, the Joker forces Commissioner Gordon into a haunted train ride, giving a speech about how memories can drive a person insane. That's his plan, to drive Gotham's top cop mad. As the Joker puts it himself, "What separates me from you is just one bad day." In yet another flashback, our comedian is wrapping up the final preparations for the break-in at the chemical plant at night when 2 cops show up, going straight for him, revealing his wife has died due to a short circuit that caused an explosion that hit her. Still, the 2 criminals warn him that if he backs out, they'll have to do what criminals do and eliminate the comedian. So in one single day, he lost his pregnant wife and was forced to commit a crime. In the present, Gordon is stuck on the haunted train with the 3 little people forcing him to look at pictures of a naked and shot Barbara Gordon, suffering in pain and in poses that can be interpreted as abuse, while the Joker laughs, dances, and taunts him. Meanwhile, Batman is scouring the entire city, finding nothing, until the bat signal lights up, and the cops show him the invitation to the amusement park along with the Joker's card. Batman takes off immediately while Commissioner Gordon finishes his cruel ride, unable to even speak a word, and the Joker continues to mock him. As if that wasn't enough, he tosses the commissioner into a cage. In one last flashback, the poor comedian is guiding the criminals through the chemical plant, wearing the red hood to maintain his disguise. As they break into the plant, the police catch them in the act, shoot, and kill the 2 criminals. Right after, Batman shows up and says, "We meet again, Red Hood," mistaking the comedian for the criminal who used the hood earlier. The comedian is terrified by the gunfire, and since he can't see clearly with the red hood on, he stumbles and falls into the chemical tank. As he swims to get out, he removes the hood and looks in a puddle, his skin is all white, his mouth swollen, and his hair green, and that's how the Joker is born. At the amusement park, while the Joker gives an anarchist speech, Batman arrives in the Batmobile and confronts the clown. They lock eyes, and the descriptive balloon echoes Batman's words from the start of the story, saying he came to talk, and that they are sure to end up killing each other sooner or later. They start fighting, the Joker escapes as usual, and Batman uses the chance to save Commissioner Gordon, who, after everything he went through, hasn't lost his mind. The moral of this story is that not everyone goes crazy, not everyone becomes evil even on the worst day of their lives, which is an interesting detail about this tale. Batman chases the Joker into a haunted house, and they fight, each delivering a speech with their own perspectives. In the end, Batman wins and tries to tell the Joker for the third time that they can't stay this way because one of them will end up dying, but the Joker can still be helped. But the Joker says it's too late for him and starts laughing because he remembers a joke. So he tells the joke. He says there were two crazy guys on the roof of a mental hospital trying to escape, and the plan was for one to shine a flashlight towards the other building so he could cross the bridge of light. But then one guy complains, "Who guarantees I won't run out of light halfway across?" The Joker laughs, Batman laughs, and Batman puts his hand on the clown's shoulder as they both share a laugh. But in the last panels, we see the ground with a puddle of rain and a sliver of light in the water, and in the final panel, the light goes out, leaving only the sound of raindrops. The light has gone out. The Killing Joke is a story that was so revolutionary at the time it managed to break through the bubble, much like The Dark Knight Returns, Watchmen, Batman, Year One, and other tales. Without a doubt, it was a masterful work, and even though it might not be Alan Moore's best work among everything he's ever written, it's still a great story. One tidbit about Alan Moore's writing style, which was evident in The Killing Joke, was the creative freedom he gave to artists on the stories. He would make his full script, telling the artists how to draw the characters, but he left room for them to deviate from his suggestions if they wanted. Plus, in this story, the writer was inspired by David Lynch for his work, using onomatopoeias as a way to render a comic that felt silent, so in some moments, where there's no onomatopoeia, you still hear the sound as you read. For instance, when Barbara gets shot, there's no sound effect for the shot or the table breaking, but you still hear the sounds while reading. So this detail, while meticulous, adds depth to the work, and that was pretty much the only condition Alan Moore had for Brian Bolland regarding art. He could change whatever he wanted concerning narrative and drawings, but that detail about onomatopoeias was to be followed. This ends up giving a surreal touch to the story. It's also worth noticing the flashback moments of the Joker. The way they are crafted leads the reader to wonder if that really happened or if it was all just created in the Joker's head, which aligns with something crucial about the character. He doesn't have a fully established origin, so it might still be something made up. It's a story that also honors who the Joker is. Another interesting fact is about the coloring of the comic. The coloring done by Brian Bolland, who illustrated this comic, was not the first coloring at the time of The Killing Joke's release. Due to his schedule, the artist couldn't get what he wanted for the work concerning color. His goal was to create a darker tone in the compositions, and he certainly did a great job with the colors as he was able to bring his vision to the story regarding the detail, leading to the version most known to the public today. However, the colors of the comic at the time of the release were done by John Higgins, who was also the colorist for Watchmen. When you compare the two versions of The Killing Joke, you can really see that it's a detail that changes the perception of the story. Both versions are excellent in my opinion, but John Higgins' version provides a more psychedelic feel, something I'd say fits very well with the Joker's story in this comic. These colors enhance the tale even more, and in my opinion, they amplify the emotions within the plot. To close out the Curiosities, the most controversial moment in the comic that sparks discussions among fans to this day is whether Batman killed the Joker at the end of the story or not. However, in Alan Moore's original scripts, there was nothing established about the Joker dying or not, which ended up opening the door for various interpretations by fans. Now I want to know your opinion. Do you agree that The Killing Joke is one of the greatest stories ever told about Batman? Did you know all these tidbits? Also, which version of The Killing Joke do you prefer, the coloring done by the artist himself or the coloring that was released with the comic? Do you think Batman killed the Joker? Or do you believe he didn't? Please write your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to leave your bat like here on the video, your bat subscription to the channel, and hit the bat bell, because this is the best place for you to stay updated on everything going on in the universe of Batman and DC. Also, consider supporting our work through the thanks button near the subscribe button. This way, you help us bring even more videos than usual for you, and always with more quality. Thank you so much for all the support you give us. I'll leave here a recommendation for one video about Batman for you, the Bat Fan. And to stay updated on everything that's been happening with Batman, click the playlist next to it to get up to speed. Thanks for joining me in this video. See you next time.